What's going on, YouTube? This is SG1 Sports, and today we're going to take a look at some of the leaders, the offensive leaders, as far as the team stats go in college football through the first 4 weeks of the season. So heading into week 5, these are our leaders. We're going to look at the total passing yards per game, the rushing leaders, total yardage, and points. And each week we're going to do this on Thursdays. It may not always be team stats. Sometimes I may look at individual leaders in certain categories. So it'll change week to week. But today we're going to do the offense first, then we'll have our defensive stats later on. All right, so who leads the nation in passing yards per game? UCLA. So Josh Rosen throwing it around there. They're number 1. Texas Tech number 2. No surprise there. Washington State number 3. How about Shea Patterson at Ole Miss number 4? Oklahoma 5. Oklahoma 6. Louisville 7. West Virginia 8. And so you see those top 8 teams. That's exactly the 8 teams you would think would be there. Then we have some smaller schools. Ohio State, surprisingly, is up that high. I wouldn't expect them to be that high. And NC State as well. Oregon, Virginia has been throwing it around. Iowa State, Colorado State, Kansas, USC, Central Michigan, SMU, and UConn. So those are your leaders in passing yards per game. These are the passing leaders. And I'll have not just the top 25, but all of the teams on the website. And you can look through all the offensive statistical categories. There'll be a link down in the description below if you want to check those out and see all the leaders, offense and defense. We'll have all the stats for you right there on the website. And this is straight from the NCAA. All right, so how about rushing? No surprise. Georgia Tech, Navy, and Army, the top 3, running that triple option. Alabama with that big game over Vanderbilt. Look at them. They all the way up to number 5. Arizona, Notre Dame, UNLV, South Florida, Air Force. Miami is up there. Only played 2 games, but they are, this is per game, so it's not total yards. Wisconsin, no surprise. Clemson, I'm actually really surprised that they're there. Kelly Bryant, I think, is a big part of that because you think about the running backs, they don't really, you wouldn't think that they would have them up that high. Mississippi State, same thing. Nick Fitzgerald. Texas A&M, same thing. Kellen Mond. So some of the quarterbacks are really a big part of this. Stanford, Bryce Love leads the country in rushing. And you see, go down through. Again, you can see numbers 26 through 130 on the website if you want to check that out. And you can go through each category and check out all the leaders there on the website. Link in the description below. All right, how about yards per game, total yards? We're looking at off the passing and rushing. Oklahoma is number 1. West Virginia number 2. Texas Tech number 3. So how about UCLA all the way down to 5 when they're leading in passing because they don't have that good of a rushing attack. Miami is up there. That's a surprise to me to see them that high. Ohio State number 9. That's a little surprising after that game against Oklahoma. Wisconsin, Clemson, Virginia Tech, Washington State. So really no surprise here. Penn State was not there on passing or rushing, I don't believe, and they're on here for total offense. So that shows you how balanced they are. Navy makes an appearance even though they don't throw it much. And Texas 25, they weren't on the rushing or passing leaderboard either, and they're at number 25. So Penn State and Texas maybe the only 2 teams that weren't on those that are on total yards. How about points per game? Oregon scoring the most points. Central Florida number 2. West Virginia, Oklahoma State. You can go down through here. Washington. So points, they're getting it done in the points department, even though I don't think that we saw them on any of the other categories. Maybe I missed them. Memphis, same story. They're scoring a lot of points. Alabama doing a good job there. Texas A&M. So how about that? Texas A&M, we thought maybe they were not going to be good this year, but they're doing pretty good if you look at the stats. So that's interesting to watch. Maybe Texas A&M is going to actually be better than we thought. That they had that tough loss to UCLA, and because of that, I think it paints a bad picture on that team. But maybe they're going to get it turned around, and maybe Texas A&M is a team to watch in the SEC West. So that's probably my biggest takeaway from these stats. Not many surprises at all. The teams you think would be here for passing are here. The teams you think would be there for rushing are there. So again, not really any surprises. Later on today, we'll have our defensive stats. We'll take a look at those and see who's leading the nation in pass defense, run defense, total defense, and points scoring defense. So that's it for this one. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more here on the SG1 Sports YouTube channel.